Thank you for joining us here on Sunrise, and we hate starting your morning with news like this. Following a breaking story out of Baltimore, Maryland right now, you're looking at what's left of the Francis Scott Key Bridge after a cargo ship ran into it, causing it to collapse. This happened just hours ago. You can see the ship is still sitting out there. Crews right now searching for people in the water.
It brings me back to when the 35W bridge collapsed. So many people in Baltimore wondering, was my loved one driving on the bridge at that time?
Horrible feeling.
Search and rescue efforts are underway. We, of course, will get to that. We're also following heavy rain turning into snow right now in the Twin Cities metro.
And within the last 30 minutes, more schools have delayed or canceled classes for today. Let's get right now out to John for an update on this very interesting forecast.
I literally 2 minutes ago just got a call from Waconia Public Schools. They're delayed 2 hours in Waconia. If you guys are watching, I just got that phone call. I'm sure you did too. So I know they're going to be doing this. It's an interesting move. It's going to get worse throughout the morning, and it is going to be heavy snow. So we're going to be tracking that. Epic snowstorm in Duluth to Brainerd. If you don't know, Brainerd 15 inches of snow, at least Gull Lake 14 and a half. Duluth already 17. They're not done yet. They might come in over 20 up there. Still the same system from Sunday. Heavy rain now transitioning to snow. There's going to be a quick burst of snow. I think visibility could be the problem, and then icing this afternoon. This is heavy rain. It's been raining all morning here in the backyard. Starting to look at this transition happen. Speaking of Waconia there, you can see Carver County and areas out in Delano and western parts of Hennepin County changing to snow. But you see this up towards the northern Twin Cities. That's heavier snow. St. Cloud to Redwood Falls and Wilmer. We know it's not going to be rain. We know it's snow. Here's the changeover. Plymouth trying to make the changeover. Blaine, Champlin area over to Carver County. This is going to be moving in west to east. We'll track it all morning.
Hey, good morning, John. Talking about that changeover, we're already starting to see some snowy roads near the Monticello area. We saw a snowplow maybe 10 minutes ago driving along this stretch of 94 eastbound, but we're waiting for that changeover to reach the metro here in the Maple Grove area, again 94 eastbound. So I'll keep my eye on that camera for sure. Otherwise, across the metro, really we're just looking at wet roads. Anywhere else, some really wet pavement. So if you're leaving out the door now, just definitely have those windshield wipers on. I know Mobile 11 is out on 494 right now near the Minnetonka area. You can see an example of those wet roads. So I'll pop more live cams up for you to show you that throughout the show as well. Guys.
All right, CC, thank you very much. Back to that huge breaking story out of Baltimore, Maryland. A major bridge collapsed just hours ago, leaving several people in the river below.
Yeah, we confirmed a large ship crashed into the bridge, and the video is absolutely shocking. So take a look. A YouTube live stream captured the exact moment the container ship hit the Francis Scott Key Bridge. You can see cars on the bridge tumble into the water. We do have new information just into the newsroom, though, within the past 15 minutes, and Michelle is at the live desk with more on that.
Yeah, some of that new information via CNN. This fire chief says that 2 people have been rescued from these waters. Good news, hopeful news at a tragic time. Officials are saying from that latest press conference, they are looking for at least 7 people in these waters. So it is absolutely horrifying video. The video stamping it at 1:28 Eastern time. You can see the impact on a column here on the left-hand side, that impact causing the bridge left to right to crumble. Several vehicles we know fell into the river below, and the ship caught fire, and we did see live images of the ship still there out on the water. So all this is on an enormous steel structure over Interstate 695. That's a major artery on the East Coast.
I think that folks are stunned. I think folks are reeling, and I think that's particularly true for people who are worried about their loved ones right now.
We have to try to find and save. This is what our focus should be on right now. We're going to continue to work in partnership with every part of government to do everything that we can to get us through the other side of this tragedy.
And with rescue efforts happening right as we speak, officials say they are battling darkness and the tide coming back in. But hopefully once the light starts coming into the day here, things will get a little bit easier, guys.
Just horrific. All right, Michelle, thanks for that update. Of course, seeing that bridge collapse brings back horrific memories of what happened right here in the Twin Cities. It's been 17 years since the 35W bridge collapsed in Minneapolis. 13 people died, 145 others were injured. The National Transportation Safety Board determined the cause was the gusset plates that connect the bridge beams to the columns were too thin. And we, of course, will be following this breaking story all morning as new details come in. We're going to have another update coming up in about 15 minutes.
On time of 6:05, and other big headlines you're waking up to this morning. Members of the Minneapolis Teachers Union are hitting the picket line. That's at 4:30 this afternoon. After months of working without a contract, the union is calling on the district to reach a settlement with them. Their picket will happen as soon as the school board hears final recommendations on balancing the district's more than $110 million budget shortfall. More than 200 positions and current openings could be on the chopping block. The final approval on a plan is expected to happen in June. Now, teachers over in Lakeville will also be rallying tonight, demanding new contracts. The union says they want better pay and staffing. So far, they have not voted to strike, but they say it's not off the table just yet. The two sides are planning to meet this week. Tonight's rally comes ahead of a Board of Education meeting.
Developing this morning, Winona County investigators say they're close to solving more than decade-old cold case. Who killed baby Angel? Here's what we know this morning.
I'm Lou Ragoose. The Winona County Sheriff hopes the mystery involving the body of a baby found in the Mississippi River 13 years ago could soon be solved. The newborn is known as Baby Angel because there were 3 angel figurines inside the bag that was holding the baby's remains. Investigative genetic genealogy helped investigators find a suspect, and now they're awaiting the results of a DNA test to confirm it is the mother. The woman has been living in Winona with a man and 2 children. The sheriff says they expect DNA results back in about 2 weeks.
At the state capitol, a major voting rights bill is moving forward after getting the green light from a key Senate panel. The Senate Judiciary Committee approved the Minnesota Voting Rights Act, which would allow citizens and organizations to bring election discrimination claims to court. Minnesotans could already do that until last November, when the 8th Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that there's no right to private legal action under the Federal Voting Rights Act of 1965. The court said only the U.S. Attorney General could file those lawsuits.
Doesn't mean they're going to win. They might not. They're going to win sometimes, they're going to lose sometimes. But everyone under the Voting Rights Act should have a day in court and not depend on a friendly or sympathetic attorney general to do that work.
Would the Republican Party or somebody have an opportunity to step in and say, no, there's actually no violation of the act here, and what you're doing is just trying to drive turnout, you're trying to manipulate turnout?
6 states on the East and West Coasts have already passed their own voting rights acts. Minnesota is one of 6 states currently debating such a law.
3 weeks from tax deadline, and the IRS is warning taxpayers you could be leaving refund money on the table. They estimate there's more than $1 billion in unclaimed refunds because people haven't filed their 2020 tax returns. The IRS says more than 13,000 Minnesota residents are eligible for an average refund of $818. To get this money, returns must be filed by May 17th.
All right, 6:08 here on your Tuesday, sitting at 34 degrees above that freezing mark. As you can see, it's raining. But unfortunately, it's snow for folks up in Duluth. They're still under blizzard warnings, under winter advisory warning as well. And Mobile 11, dealing with the rain showers coming down. But that, of course, could switch here soon.
Very, very soon. And we want to keep reminding you to drive safe this morning as that switch happens. There have been a lot of crashes in the last 36 hours. According to the latest numbers from the State Patrol, since yesterday morning, there have been 466 crashes statewide, including 28 with injury and unfortunately 2 that were fatal. They also report more than 400 spinouts and 18 jackknife semis. So we know those numbers in all likelihood will go up. And